You need to know what you want to get out of life. And you need to take every goddamn advantage you can get to make that happen so that you're satisfied with your existence. Because one day, not too long from now, you're going to be old and you're not going to have the opportunities anymore to make your life what you wanted it to be. All right, bodybuilder in Thailand. This is going to be a multiple part series called Every Advantage You Can Get. And this is part one of the series. This is something I feel extremely passionate about. And it's a philosophy that I live my life by. And it dictates a lot of the things that I do. I learned it actually from, I learned it from Chris Diotis from Good Looking Loser. He's also on YouTube. You can check him out. And it's every advantage you can get. What it is you take every crutch, every advantage, every, you could call it edge, every edge you can possibly get in order to succeed and be on top and be successful at what you do. People who want to be very successful need this trait. I want to be a very successful man. I'm hell-bent on it. And what does that mean? Well, what are my goals? How do I define successful? And part one of this series, Every Advantage You Can Get, is going to be about women, okay? Because part of what is a fulfilling life to me is having a lot of experience with women. And I don't mean just being a fucking playboy or something, right? But having all of us that are dudes, especially if we're, into weightlifting, bodybuilding, whatever, we like women, we like feminine women, and we like to be masculine style men ourselves. We usually always like traditional values, traditional gender roles. This is common, very, very permeating in guys who are interested in fitness. Okay, having women in your life is probably something that is extremely important to you. It's extremely important to me, having women in my life, having beautiful women in my life who are kind, good partners, right? And I will not accept having a life that does not, is not full of that. And so that's a tough road though, because it really is true what they say about 5 to 10% of guys get with 90 to 100% of girls. There's the guys, who, women like them, women are, basically fighting to get with them. And then there's the guys who basically have a couple girlfriends their whole life because they have a difficult time getting girls to like them. And when they do, they, hold on for dear fucking life, okay? So you can see from being here in Thailand, there are girls who are more or less supermodels who are dating fat, bald, white guys who are usually, I think, about 10 or 15 years older than me. And they'll actually have a family with this guy, that. So that's proof that it is not outside of your reality to date the most beautiful women, okay? There's no inherent quality that you really can't change that is going to prevent you from dating beautiful women. So if you want them in your life, you can have them, but you have to do what it takes to get them. And this is where taking every advantage you can comes in. Before I came to Thailand, I had good success with women, but I struggled for many years before that. I'm a generally good-looking guy, normal guy, but women like specific qualities from guys, and we all know it's just a few of the guys who get all the girls, and so you have to be one of those guys in order really to get women to be coming after you. And so I solved my issues with being able to date beautiful women before I came to Thailand, but obviously now that I'm in Thailand as a foreigner, my perceived social value is higher, so it's become even easier. But let's go back to a moment to where I was not having the kind of success that I deemed necessary in order to live a fulfilling life for myself. I mean, as men, you know, who are just regular heterosexual men, having beautiful women in your life is a make or break part of the human experience. So the way I felt was that, and this was really where the turning point for me was when I realized this, was there was no way in this goddamn planet that I could live with myself if I did not do what it took to transform myself into the kind of guy that girls pursued, that girls wanted in their lives, that girls wanted to be with. I could not fucking live with myself. I knew that if I died without having the experiences of beautiful women in my life that I wanted, that I would just be a fucking cuck, and you know, I basically wouldn't respect myself, shit like that. So it was not an option for me. I had to make it happen, or else basically, you know, just fuck myself, because it's my fault. And that's, I think, the kind of attitude that starts to get you results is when you put it all out on the line and it's do or die. So one of the big things for me that changed that really was learning to be comfortable with myself to a point where I could basically force my perception of reality on those around me. And so when you are sure of what you think and you're not looking for other people's approval when you're speaking to them, this is a hard thing to do. Not a lot of people have this, and it took me a lot of time to develop being comfortable with what I think, and when not needing the approval of other people for my opinions. But I mean, look at some of the stuff that I do. Promote a penis pump, you know? I have to own that, you know, and I do it online. So being comfortable with yourself, who you are, and, you know, what you do is essential. It's one of the essential qualities that allow you to start basically imposing your version of reality on other people, and then they see the world through your eyes. And if you see yourself as a guy that women desire a lot, and you truly believe that, and you believe in all your other opinions as well, then other people start believing them too. And that's basically one of the ways that you really start getting good at. If you've heard of cold approaching, cold approaching is when you walk up to girls that are, you know, walking down the sidewalk at the mall, the supermarket, whatever. It's just girls you see and you think, I'm attracted to her and I want to talk to her. And when you get good at that and actually making results from those, and you know, going and talking to them, and then later dating them, later sleeping with them, you know, getting girlfriends just from randoms you see walking down the street. This is the kind of thing that allows you to take control of your dating life. And that was basically what I had to learn in order to feel satisfied and comfortable with that aspect, the having beautiful women in my life aspect of my life was I had to learn that skill, and part of that, it includes a pretty massive transformation in self-perception. Okay, so that, learning to be comfortable with myself, which was one of the massive components of becoming the kind of guy that does have a vast amount of experience with beautiful women in their lives. Being comfortable with yourself, comfortable with what you think, and okay with other people thinking what you think is garbage, and that not shaking how you feel about yourself. That's a massive component of it. And I used to have a big thing for Vietnamese girls, and I actually still do. I really, really think that Vietnamese girls are really beautiful. And at some point I'll go live in Vietnam so I can go experience that some more. But I started hanging out in Little Saigon in San Francisco, which is the second biggest concentration of where Vietnamese people live in the world, other than actually Vietnam. So then, to make it more targeted and getting the experiences that you want, taking every advantage you can get, you have to place yourself where those people are. If it comes to women, it's placing yourself where those women are. And that comes down to one of the reasons why I came to Thailand. It definitely wasn't to get Asian girls, because I can get Asian girls in the USA. My university was 30% Asian. So that's not the reason, but it's one of the reasons is immersing yourself where you have the highest probability of being able to make the most of the situation that you desire. So that would be a reason for coming here. A reason, but not the reason. By the time I get done with this series, take every advantage you can get, you all will realize why I left America and decided to move to Thailand, because each one is going to give a different aspect or example or reason why I decided to move abroad. And it'll all make sense at the end, and you'll be able to understand me. Another thing, something as well that goes with living abroad, is if you place yourself in a culture where foreigners have an increased value over your home culture, that is also going to increase your ability to manipulate your surroundings, manipulate your situation, manipulate the outcome. So this is definitely something that is taking every advantage you can get, is planting yourself in a location where your value is highest, where your perceived value is highest. My perceived social value in Asia, just on the basis of me being a foreigner of European descent, my value increase is maybe 4 to 5 times as much as it would be social value otherwise. So that's a major advantage to getting what you want. And this is going to be common for people to say, "Oh, you fucking loser," about this kind of thing. And you can say that to me, I don't care. Or you may be of the same opinion as me and think, "Oh, that is smart to put yourself in the most advantageous situations," because it fucking is. Put yourself, if you need to know what you want to get out of life, and you need to take every goddamn advantage you can get to make that happen, so that you're satisfied with your existence. Because one day, not too long from now, you're gonna be old and you're not going to have the opportunities anymore to make your life what you wanted it to be. And that's what I'm doing. I am living my life the way I want my life to be, and I'm making it happen. It's not going to happen to me if I'm just sitting around doing things the way that everyone else does things. I have to go out, I have to take every advantage I can get and make life the way that I want it to be. Make my life the life I want to be living. And so that's what I'm doing. And this is the end of part 1 of Take Every Advantage You Can Get. Bodybuilder in Thailand.